Get 'em, boy!
Welcome to part 4 of my Resident Evil 4 Remake review. If you've seen the previous 3 reviews, you know that I'm a die-hard original Resi 4 fan, and I'm doing weekly live streams of the remake to experience it and judge it as a fan of the original. I'm not here to hate the remake, I want to like it, but I will document my experience with how I truly feel about this game. Just quickly, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and I'd appreciate if you subscribe. Thanks for the help. I always find in this game that I'm scrounging around for ammo. I don't know if this is because I'm playing on hard mode, but it makes me have to think about preserving my bullets and coming up with clever ways to beat the enemies instead of losing all my bullets. Because if I decide to go guns blazing for one section, then afterwards I'm in another section where I really need bullets, but I hardly have any left. So I have to resort to using the knife or running away. Although I find it annoying, but maybe it's a good thing. But it's especially annoying when facing a boss because you actually need bullets to defeat the bosses. You can't fight them with your knife. I have something good to say. The part where you play with Ashley, I wasn't looking forward to this because I actually hated this part in the original Resi 4. It was a chore to play, tedious and annoying, and it ruined the pace for me in the old game. Some of you might disagree with that. In the remake, it's been made much better. The Ashley part was actually fun. You're still as helpless as ever, but you get a blue flame torch, which stops the knights dead in their tracks. It's like in Little Nightmares 2, when you use the torch to stop the mannequins dead in their tracks. And it gets tricky when they all come from different directions. It's like a fun little side quest where you try to keep the knights at bay while trying to complete your tasks. Lots of pressure. You can't rely on the lamp the whole way through. There are parts where you have to put it down and run around the knights. And it was a very tense time getting through that part, but it was enjoyable. Now about Ada. I haven't paid much attention to her, but I think her voice acting is not very good. It's very emotionless, like she doesn't care. Maybe this is intentional to make her look like a tough girl, or maybe the voice actor's skill is not very good. They've made an eye candy out of her, but didn't bother putting much effort into her actual character. I don't think we've had much interaction with her yet, so I'll see later on. One thing this game has faithfully remade is the dreaded Novistadors. I hated these giant insect creatures in the last game. They're really annoying because they move in a way which causes you to miss your shots. I don't know how people get past these on professional mode. I'll have a go at professional mode once I've maxed out my guns, and maybe if there's infinite ammo in this game. Otherwise, there's no way I'm gonna face these guys in professional mode while scrounging around for ammo. I've also run into a few Gyarados, the blind and angry Wolverine claw guys. Not much to say about them, they're largely the same. If something in this game is the same as the old game, then for me it's good enough. I don't know if it's because I'm streaming the game and laughing and talking with you while playing, but by this point, I've reached right up to the boss Ramon Salazar, and I'm calling him Ramon Salazar because in the original Resi 4, characters referred to him as Salazar, and in here they keep calling him Ramon, his first name. Anyway, I'm thinking back, and none of the castle was memorable for me at all. There's nothing that I can remember from the castle. I know that when I'm streaming, my concentration is cut in half. Maybe this is the reason I can't remember anything. I will have to do a second run through of the game off stream. When I think back to the old game, there were so many memorable moments. When Leon met Salazar for the first time, for example.
starting to wonder when you might notice us.
Who are you?
Me llamo Ramon Salazar, the 8th Castellan of this magnificent architecture. I have been honored with the prodigious power from the great Lord Sadler. I've been expecting you, my brethrens.
No thanks, bro.
My, we've got a feisty one. If you care for your own well-being, I suggest you surrender yourself and simply become our hostage. Or Mr. Scott, you can give us the girl because you're not worth a penny, I'm afraid. You can die.
When comparing to the original Resi4, you can feel a difference in Leon's character and confidence. In the original, Leon was bold, fully confident. He had a strong, confident, and reassuring voice. You felt like you're playing with a character who always knew what to do at the right time. Like he's an expert in every situation, trained for every possible situation. That time when Salazar tried to drop Leon into a spike pit, and then Leon threw out his grappling hook, catching himself on the wall. And he responded, "Won't fall for this old trick."
Mr. Kennedy, don't you know when it's time to throw in the towel? Where's the satisfying sound of one's impalement?
Won't fall for this old trick.
How dare you! No more games! Kill him! Kill!
And all the while Salazar was listening. He was waiting for the sound of Leon being impaled. Instead, Leon really got on his nerves by shooting at his megaphone thing, which rattled him. In the game, Salazar kept trying to act majestic and graceful, but Leon kept annoying him and making Salazar look like an angry little boy. It kind of feels like the same way when Americans make fun of North Korea's leader. Everyone in North Korea has to hold the leader in high regard, or they get in big trouble, or something. But the Americans make fun of him, and they call him Little Rocket Man. This is how it feels to see Leon taking jabs at Salazar. It's a pleasure to watch, because everyone hates Salazar. In the remake, it was disappointing, and there's many examples of such disappointments. This time, Leon gets thrown into a pit, and instead of expertly responding to the situation as Leon does, he just falls and falls until he grabs onto a chain that just happens to be there to save him. This doesn't properly show or convey how cool Leon is. I've already said it, but Leon from the original is very intelligent, a genius. He's able to respond to any situation with quick thinking and unmatched skill. Seriously, there were many times where Leon demonstrated his skill in the old game, and all you could do is watch in awe and feel great that you're playing as this amazing guy. To add to that, there were quick time events which were done so well every single time. That's in the old game. Every single quick time event in the old game was just perfect, because it was exciting whenever it popped up. It immersed you in the game, and you felt like you, the player, has to take a quick action, and it felt like I'm working together with Leon to survive. The quick times actually made sense, and they were a lot of fun. If you succeed in the quick time event, you get rewarded with a badass scene of Leon doing something superbly skillful, like throwing a knife into Salazar's hand. How much skill and expertise you need to be able to throw a dagger from your hip or wherever he threw it from and aim at Salazar's moving hand. This scene is missing in the remake, and it's one of many which is missing in the remake. It's great to watch. If you fail the quick time event, you still get rewarded with an entertaining death scene. it's a win-win situation. But we don't get to see this in the remake. In the remake, Leon does have some cool moments, but there's times where he looks like a malnourished European teenager. And also there's a sense of everyone walking all over him, and he just lets them. He doesn't have that same confidence and command of respect like he used to have. An example of this, in the remake, KRAUSER looks down on Leon as if he's some kind of apprentice or student. He does this by constantly calling him a rookie. At least past this part.
Such confidence. Brilliant, rookie.
The cringiest character in this game. We OG Resi4 fans know that Leon is no rookie. The president could have sent in a team of Navy SEALs to get his daughter back, but he sent one man, Leon, the master of problem solving in every situation. Also, KRAUSER in the remake stole the original Leon's line to make himself look cooler.
Easy work. Ashley, it was you. Catch him quick. Didn't I teach you?
I wonder if there's any quick time events.
Faster.
Nah, he just took Leon's line there. Leon's the one who says it's better to use knives. I'm not happy about this.
Not good.
But it didn't work. I caught him out, and I'm not gonna let it slide. In the original, Ada tries to sneak up on Leon and she tries to be a badass with a gun. But Leon, the expert of every situation, knows what to do.
Put your hands where I can see them.
Sorry, but following a lady's lead just isn't my style.
Put them up now.
Bit of advice, try using knives next time. Works better for close encounters.
Leon.
He's too quick. He responds immediately, knowing full well what to do with this situation. And he turns the situation on her before she can pull the trigger. She probably wasn't gonna pull the trigger anyway, which is why Leon was able to get the better of her in that moment. But she does her own gymnastics which look really cool, to try and get her gun back and get back control of the situation. But Leon is way cooler. Leon pulls out a knife and outclasses her very badly, ending it with the line, "Try using knives next time, works better for close encounters." This is the line that KRAUSER stole in the remake, trying to make himself look cool, making himself look like the teacher and Leon like the rookie. Man, in the original, everyone's a badass in this game, but Leon is more badass than everyone. Where are these moments in this game? Nothing is memorable. I can hardly remember anything that made me feel, wow, Leon is sick. I don't think I once said that while I was playing the game. Remake KRAUSER says to Leon, "You haven't changed a damn bit. What a disappointment." This is the most ironic thing in the entire game. Are you serious? KRAUSER has changed and everyone else has changed, and they are the actual disappointments. I'm disappointed in them, as are many others. I hate this new KRAUSER. Everyone who spoke against this KRAUSER to me was right. The old KRAUSER referred to Leon as comrade, not rookie. The old KRAUSER acknowledged Leon and showed some respect. In the remake, this sense of Leon's expertise and mastery of skills seems to be missing. You're just a Leon running around with a gun. You're not the Leon from the original Resi4. On top of this, every character seems to have a disrespectful attitude towards Leon. All of them. The merchant used to be a good friend to Leon, like he's always there to help out Leon along the way with weapons, his good charm. and words of encouragement. Whenever you see the merchant in the original game, you feel a sense of rest and calm. The music really helped that too. The merchant in the remake has an abrupt and terrible attitude now, and it makes me hate him. I don't want to hate him. Everyone's supposed to love the merchant. Everyone loves the merchant. The merchant is that guy that everybody loves. Well, the old one anyway. This new merchant wants to get shot every single time. And the worst thing is, I can't even shoot him. I can shoot the old one, but not this one. The one I actually want to shoot. I'm actually annoyed that I can't shoot him anymore. When he responds to me like a douche, I want to shoot him really badly, but I can't. I have to walk away from him filled with hatred. Louis. Louis is the most cringe character in the entire game. It feels like they've turned him into a comedy relief character with a stupid look on his face, and he always has to try and be funny. He's just not. He's extremely cringe.
In that case, we know what we have to do. Then come, Sancho Panza. Let us rescue the Princess Dulcinea.
You can hurt yourself.
Hey, that was my dance. Okay, hurry, I get it.
This guy's cringe, I don't like him.
What's in it for you?
You know how in the movies you have the main character and some other supporting characters, and then there's clearly that one guy who stands out as a comedy relief because he's trying too hard to be funny. That's what Louis is. He's not Louis anymore. He's just someone who's put there to be funny. It sticks out like a sore thumb, infected with gangrene. I really liked the old Louis.
A little rough, don't you think? You're not like them?
No. You?
Okay, I have only one very important question. You got a smoke?
Got gum.
And I actually felt bad when he died. To use an example of a terrible movie, if anyone's ever watched Black Adam, portrayed by The Rock, there's characters in the movie that are specifically placed there to try and be funny. And you can see that they're trying too hard to be funny. And the rest of the characters try to play along to validate their comedy. But you just see it for what it is. Just a stupid character acting stupid. And it's not funny. This is Louis.
Leon! Small world, eh? Well, I see that the president's equipped his daughter with ballistics, too.
How rude! And I don't believe there's any relevance with my figure and my standing. Who are you?
Oh, excuse me, Your Highness. Perhaps the young lady might want to introduce herself first before asking someone his name.
Her name's Ashley Graham, the president's daughter.
Is she... well, you know.
Don't worry. She's cool.
Never mind. There's supposed to be some kind of obvious symptom before you turn into one of them anyway.
Look!
Ashley, upstairs!
Okay, it's game time.
When this remake Louis died, I was too busy laughing at something else to care. It's ironic that I was laughing during Louis's death scene, but it wasn't Louis that made me laugh. I just found something funny that you could do with Leon, and it made me laugh because it helped me against KRAUSER and other monsters. Louis is just cringe and a tremendous disappointment to what Louis used to be. I'm very disappointed with this character change. The old Louis, like the merchant, was a true friend, and he was missed. He was actually properly missed when he died. When the old Louis died, you felt like that it was a sad scene.
Leon! I got it.
the sample, you serve me no purpose.
Sadler!
My boy Salazar will make sure you follow the same fate.
Stay with me, Louis.
I am a researcher, hired by Sadler. He found out what I was up to.
Don't talk.
Here. It should suppress growth of the parasite. The sample. Sadler took it. You have to get it back.
Louis! Louis!
It was a shock to see Sadler penetrating Louis from the back, with that spiked member he was hiding under his skirt. I wanted Louis to make it. I wanted him to be saved, but he couldn't. He was lost. This remake Louis, I disrespected his death in a funny way, because I don't care about him. I hate him.
Don't do the emote over his body. You know what I'm gonna do now. This is a clippable moment right now. We need to put these clips together.
In the original, Louis acknowledged Leon as the ladies' man, and in this game, Louis considers himself as God's gift to women. I have no words. He's just pathetic. About KRAUSER. All the people who hate KRAUSER, they were right about him. He's lost his sense of badassery with his calm and collected voice.
Been a long time, comrade. KRAUSER. I died in a crash 2 years ago. Is that what they told you?
You're the one who kidnapped Ashley.
You got on quick, as expected. After all, you and I both know where we come from.
What do you want?
The sample Sadler developed, that's all.
Leave Ashley out of this.
Oh, I needed her to buy Sadler's trust in me. Like you, I'm American.
You got her involved just for that?
All for Umbrella's sake.
Umbrella?
Almost let it slip. Enough talk. Die, comrade!
Now he sounds like an old man who tells war stories in an old age home. How hard is it to hire someone with the same voice, or someone who can do a proper impersonation of the old KRAUSER, the old Sadler? I'm not happy about Sadler in this game either. Look, if I try hard enough, I can act like them. Been a long time, comrade. Oh, I needed her to buy Sadler's trust to me. Like you, I'm American. I'm not even a voice actor. Why can't the actual voice actors use their professional skill to do the same? The character's personality is lost with the changed voices. All of them. All of them. This KRAUSER looks down on Leon by calling him a rookie, trying to belittle him, while the old KRAUSER called him comrade, and he acknowledged Leon's skill. By this point, I feel that the old Resident Evil is more true and more proper, and this remake is just a lazy surface level research mashup of the old Resi4. I'm very disappointed in how the characters have been ruined in this game. The voice actors don't care about Resi4. They're just enacting a script in their own way.
You see, those annoying monks took everything from me.
Including the amber?
But it's the director's job to make sure that everything's done right. This is gonna cause a big dent in the final score that I give to this game, because the characters of the old made Resi4, and they are endeared. All of them. Yes, even Ashley. I'm on the fence about whether I like this Ashley better or the old one. I really like the gameplay and guns and stuff. The gunshot sounds, everything. That's all cool. But the characters have been remade into a cheap downgrade of the original. And the events and sequences of the game have definitely been downgraded into a cheap retelling of the old. I was captivated by the original Resi4 for its gameplay and for its story and sequences, the way everything played out, and each and every character. If this Resi4 remake was my first and only experience of Resi4, I don't think I'd be such a hardcore fan of Resi4. They should have just followed the old script. They should have followed the script of the old one and just make a few changes here and there, not too radical, if they could make anything better. For example, the Ashley part, I think the remake one was better, so would have been good to just put that in there. By the way, Lewis was killed by KRAUSER this time, and not by Sadler. He was stabbed in the back by that beautiful knife. Man, I need to get me one of those, I really do. This scene is actually a major problem, and it's ruined the setting of the old one, where Sadler was the one who killed Lewis. In the original Resi4, Sadler and the Los Illuminados have a pressurized vial called the sample, and it's shown in the game that this sample is tremendously important to Sadler. When Lewis stole the sample, Sadler, the final boss of Resi4, he didn't send anyone to go and get the sample back for him. No, it was of such utmost importance to him that he had to go and hunt down Lewis by himself. This shows how badly the Los Illuminados need the sample, and how important it is. It shows the desperation of Sadler to get it back, even though he maintains a calm and relaxed demeanor. All of this is ruined in the remake by having KRAUSER kill Lewis the Clown. What's the point of a remake if all it does is ruin everything that was set before? Fine, you remade the game quite nicely, but the story, the scenes, everything is different, and it's worse. Do you know how many times I was looking forward to seeing how something will happen in the remake, only to find it's either completely missing or changed for the worse?
Disappointed!
We haven't even met Sadler face to face yet, while in the old game he would appear from time to time, teasing his power and building rapport with the player.
I'll take the girl.
Who are you?
If you must know, my name is Osmond Sadler, the master of this fine religious community.
What do you want?
To demonstrate to the whole world our astounding power, of course. No longer will the United States think they can police the world forever. So, we kidnap the president's daughter in order to give her our power and then send her back.
I really liked the old Sadler. If my channel name wasn't Napper, it would probably have been Sadler. Oh Sadler, that would be my channel name. But this remake Sadler is so uncharismatic. Insane. He's completely devoid of the charm that the old saddler had. The old saddler had such a charisma and such a charm that if he asked me to join his cult, I'd ask him, where do I sign up? And when he gives me my own plaga, my plaga power would be that I develop powerful vocal cords and I would use it to shout, "Disappointed!" By the way, since we're talking about screaming, have you noticed that whenever Leon screams out in tremendous pain and he succumbs to a death blow, he funnily sounds a lot like Tom from Tom and Jerry? Kind of. Okay, the knife fight with KRAUSER. The first time when we met KRAUSER, not the second time, that'll be for another video. The active knife fight gameplay replaces the quick time cutscenes of the original Resi4. It's a loss to not have those cutscenes remade, but the knife fight was fun anyway. It feels satisfying to parry KRAUSER's knife advances with Leon's defense. Must be something incredibly difficult to do in real life. You could easily lose a finger or a thumb, but these guys fight flawlessly with the knives. I found a funny move where I kept spamming the parry move over and over, and even though it worked a number of times in many situations, I couldn't stop laughing because Leon looks like he's doing something very inappropriate, and it was killing me. It was so funny that I defeated KRAUSER just by being inappropriate. It was so damn funny that I couldn't even pay attention to Lewis dying. I decided to parry repeatedly over his dead body. Don't get me started, I know it sounds dark, but what? Come on, it's funny. Now, on the way to Saddler, we meet Verdugo. This sequence remains largely the same, so I don't really have any comment. And the tower lift sequence where the enemies jump on to halt the lift from rising. That was okay too, I guess. There was no giant Salazar statue, another thing missing. This remake is less of a remake and more like, here, we've updated the Resi4 graphics, but we're gonna take out a bunch of things. There you go. There's your remake. Before we talk about Salazar, I just have to mention the two El Gigante that we have to face with Lewis. These El Gigante were very smart and I didn't realize it. I went to pull the switch which opens the floor pit to the molten lava, and I didn't realize that when you are at the switch, they back off. They back off from the floor plate, and I'm just standing there waiting for them to get on. I thought it was cool how they were a bit smarter this time. I had a bit more of a challenge to get them on. Now for Salazar. They call him Ramon in this game. It's his first name, but I'm used to calling him Salazar. He is one ugly little gremlin. Looking at his face makes me want to hurl my innards. The very first moment I met him, I knew I had to kill this little rat goblin. The amazing scene where Leon throws his knife into Salazar's hand is gone, and it's replaced by a scene of Leon shutting Salazar's stupid speech with 3 bullets. Everything in how the original Resi4 approached the scene direction is far superior to the scene direction in the remake. However, I thought it was funny when Leon popped him. When Leon shot him, he got so angry that his accent changed from Spanish into American Southerner. How dare you reject the Lord Saddler's gift? Bang bang! Why, you vulgar, utterly uncivilized mongrel! Guess what? There was completely no transformation sequence, just like with Chief Mendez. Salazar falls into a pit out of view, and then comes flying out as this beast. Is the development team lazy or what? Why have we skipped the transformation sequences and skipped so many other things? This is another disappointment. You might think I'm pedantic, but I told you already. I'm a true original Resi4 fan. I will accept no less. If the development team offer me something half-assed, I'm gonna grill them for it. I spent hours fighting this ugly bastard. It was suffering. I had to take it off stream because of how hard he was. Eventually, I was forced to watch out for his patterns, and I used a pillar to hide behind and avoid most of his attacks. But this nasty little mongrel was such a pain. And you know what? When you listen to his dialogue, every insult he throws at you is actually truthfully all about himself. Who's ugly? He's ugly. Who's uncivilized? He is. And all the kinds of nasty things he says. He's literally describing himself, the little knobhead. I was so glad to have put him down. Honestly, he was such a little bastard. I'm sorry to be vulgar, but if I use any other words, it won't express my true frustration with dealing with and having to look at this ugly little shithead while dying to him again and again and again. Well, that's the end of part 4. So far, I'm becoming more and more disenchanted with this remake. It is a lazy remake that's not true to the original. And quite frankly, I have to say that it's a disgrace. I'm not impressed. I'll be working on part 5 of this Resi4 remake review series and will release it very soon. So be on the lookout for it.